Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. Today's video is one of those discussion topics that is going to try to shed some light on how the community interacts with one another. Now, the division is such a small and large and growing community that if you've been in it, you've either been in it for a long time, so you kind of know folks, you kind of know who's out there doing what they're specialized in, and they're names that you could call that, people are going to basically recognize from a mile away. And so this brings me to, people who do YouTube in the division community. And I'm one of those. I'm fortunate to be one of those because I'm not really the brightest of them. If you guys haven't actually caught on to that by now, then I don't know what to tell you. But there's this sentiment, in the community, and some people understand in a sense, and some people, make assumptions about how YouTubers carry on their day, carry on the game, and all that. And so what I wanted to do was try to kind of share a little bit of light on what the life of a Division 2 YouTuber can be in that sense, if you understand, all this crazy logistics that go in it. So first of all, there are YouTubers in this community who actually, well, not YouTubers, I won't say YouTubers, I'll say content creators who actually work on content creation, covering video games more like full time. There are very few of them, but there are. Examples would be like Wids and Solid FPS. Marco Style used to be somewhat of a full-time level, in a sense, content creator. And these folks take it very seriously. Now, I know somebody may say, well, what's the big deal about somebody sitting there playing games every day? You should try it for about a week and see how challenging it can be. And the reason I say it's very challenging is because it does pose its challenges. They're very crazy logistics that go with having to do something like that, having to brand yourself, having to go out there, seek an audience, grow an audience, serve an audience, and then that audience becomes, a community around what you're doing, which is playing the game, and then just serving that audience and helping them understand what the game is about in areas that you get to see because you get to spend more time actually exploring the vast depth of the game. As crazy as that may sound as something of a job or work, this is something that in our world is a valid proposition for a lot of people. Some people do not fare well going out in the real world and dealing with authority, so they've decided to just, take things and take matters into their own hands and have built a successful platform from it. In fact, the person who built it by themselves ought to be commended because it's a very difficult thing to do. And then you have folks who are also building right now or serving part-time within the community who have regular jobs. They go to work in the morning, just like you. You get up wherever you are in the world. If you're in the same time zone as these content creators, you get up at around the same time. You head on to work, however you make your way there, and then you do your job and then come back home. And then after coming back home, maybe having dinner with wife, children, spouse, if there's anyone there, if they're single, but then taking extra time to then play the game, hopefully get things in the game that you can help inform people, and then make a video about it, clip the video, render the video, edit the video, and then upload the video, design a thumbnail, do all that stuff, and then present this video without making any grammatical or spelling mistakes like I do all the freaking time. This is also another layer of it too. And people who do this choose to do it because, one, they love the game. I think that's, everything, put everything together, there is a shared love for the game from the full-time and from the part-time content creator. And I know you're probably going to say, if the full-time content creator loved the game, they wouldn't even leave the game and all. But you also have to remember they're doing this as their full-time work, and they have to work on trends. I guess I'll explain that later down the video if I ever get to it. I want to stay on the part-time side because that's the one that I actually do. So I have more experience in there. So I don't want to throw out too much, but I'm going to just talk about what I perceive. Now, there's this sentiment within the community that, YouTubers, all they do every day is just sit down and play the game. They have no life. They don't do anything else and all that stuff. And I want to quickly say, let us please hold off on the assumptions for now, even though I'm a big assumer. I assume everything. But I feel like because of the way the community is very small, I feel like as community members, you can actually get to know your YouTubers or streamers in the Division community in some sense. You know, you can email them. Many of them have emails. Email them questions. They may or may not respond, but that is based on their schedule. Many times there's a lot going on and they may not have time to actually reply an email or reply a message. But once in a while, you can tweet them. And if they see something they want to reply to or they have the time to reply to, then they do. You can get to know what their work schedule is while they're on stream. You can chat with them. They can respond to questions that you may have. And you get to know a little bit more about them that they're willing to share. A lot of streamers and a lot of content creators are also very private people. Because they're, you know, public figures, they have to maintain a very strict barrier with their privacy as well. And so every single time I see these comments, I have to wonder, where is it coming from? You know, I think everyone in the community has a right to be able to be in this community and actually show off what they're capable of doing in, for, and with the community. And so the sentiment that many members of the community may have saying, oh, many YouTubers are the hardcore players. They usually get all this stuff, you know, they can complete all these missions and all these levels. I don't think that's a fair assessment. I think on individual basis, and if you look at the structure of what this whole content creation is about, you have to give every single bit of support, even if it's just, you know, placing a comment or jumping in the stream and looking for 3 minutes and appreciate what everyone is doing. I'm not speaking about myself. You can rag on me all day. I don't care. I have a job that I actually love. YouTube just happens to be another thing that I like doing. I enjoy my job, regardless of, you know, whatever comes my way. I enjoy doing my work. I feel like it's a calling more than anything. So it's hard to kind of separate me from it. And so this is what content creation can look like. I go to work every morning just like everybody else. I drive. I think I have about a 20-minute drive from my house. I live in kind of a smallish town, so there's not a lot of traffic. I'm not like in LA where I can get stuck in a few hours of traffic. I decided actually not to live in a big city anymore and stayed in a small town because I'm not a fan of traffic. I grew up in the biggest city in West Africa. Traffic is our name, okay? And so I get my work done. I finish up and then I come home, have dinner, say hello to the family. In some days when there's a lot of content to be created and I rush straight to the computer, and on the computer, I'm being a dad, I'm being a gamer, I'm being a content creator, I'm being a husband, all at the same time. The pressure is insane. It is absolutely choking some days. But at the same time, we do it not because we have no life. We do it because we enjoy doing it. And this is what I wanted to actually touch at the heart of the community. That the way we see content creators, the way many people treat content creators, I feel like is out of a lack of understanding of exactly what the content creator's life is. And I felt it was necessary to make this video, not because I wanted to defend content creators because of some video or some response, but because we are actually going in on 4 years into the entire Division franchise and community. 4 years. That is a long time for us to be able to say as a community, who are the people that kind of serve, that kind of cover content, that keeps this game relevant. Right now, the Division is one of the more relevant games online. I remember many people were last few months, they were saying the game is dead, all this stuff. Well, a lot of the people who could full-time stream were following trends in order for them to be able to take care of their needs, take care of their business. Nobody starts a business. This is for you. Many of you don't understand. It's like going to work and then the boss at the head of your office is not making the conscious decisions that's going to earn your business or the company you work for or the hospital that's not going to earn you any profitability and keep the paychecks going out. If you're an employee, you know what I mean. And that is exactly what our full-time content creators are doing. It's crazy that I actually have to say this, but I'm going to say it anyways. And this is it. Even for those of us who are doing YouTube part-time, this also is somewhat of a business for us. And we really do take it to a large extent very seriously. And we enjoy the community and we enjoy the people and we enjoy the interaction. And that's why we do it. Regardless of the drama, regardless of our opinions, whether they be accepted or whether they be rejected or whether they be refuted by the community, we enjoy doing it nonetheless. And so the notion of YouTubers have no life, they can only do this, they can only do that, I don't think needs to factor into our conversations in the community. I think they need to just occur as a free flow of the interaction that we've been having for so many years, you know, in terms of the Division 2. I know many of you say I say in terms of too much. I'm sorry, I don't script my videos these days because I don't really have much time like I did even last year when the game came out. When the Division 2 first came out, I only had 2 kids. I have more now. So my life is even a lot more complex than it was at the day that this game was released. And so this is the reality that we're all facing. And it's a miracle that I can actually drop a video every day. I don't even know how it's even happening. Like, I guess maybe from time, maybe because of the people that I play with, they show me things. I had somebody screenshot a few build ideas to me. I can't remember your username on Twitter. And I was like, man, this is actually a very nice tank build. And they were like, yeah, you should log on to PlayStation. I was like, crap. I'm still on. I still just have the game on PlayStation. And I was thinking about actually leveling it up so I can actually hook up with this guy and actually just show off his build to the community. That's exactly how it's done. A lot of my videos that I made about the, tardigrade chess piece, about the level 40 chameleon, the level 40 chatterbox, they were drops from people who are in my clan and in my community. I just inspected their items and I made a video off of it because I've been grinding and I've been getting only Acosta backpacks. And I've been playing very, very diligently, by the way, spending the extra free times that I have grinding, and I don't see any exotic drops. I know Epic Slayers is supposedly like the worst in the RNG. I'm just above him by 1. I have a slightly better RNG than he does. It's just all going to Acosta backpacks right now. I've gotten 5 of those things, okay? That's how good my RNG is in that area. So if somebody gets the opportunity and the time to be able to do something like this full time, it's a blessing for them. And I think we should cheer them on because they do make our jobs easy as gamers in the community because they take the time, they take the dedication, and they farm. I don't even know how Wids is bringing out. I think Wids has had people edit some of his videos before. So I think and I one day I almost said, does this guy even sleep? Is this even healthy? You have to think about the workload, but many people may not understand the workload. So they judge based on just the surface of things. If you go deep, if you dive in, or if you ever try to do anything like this, you see how tasking, painstaking, and absolutely insane the workload can be. So I don't know what this video is here to serve, but I felt like it's a video that I needed to make. I felt like you needed to just take a peek into what this can actually entail. Thinking about how the workload, how, technology failing on you in the middle of you bringing a video out, all these different challenges that you have to face. But largely, I think as a community, we are blessed and fortunate to even have the content creators that we have, regardless of where everybody stands, regardless of how everybody feels about, where everybody was 3 or 4 months ago or whatever. We're here now. Regardless of who made level 100 in their shade level, it doesn't matter. You just use the time that you have as you have it and invest in the game if you wish to and make content and serve the community. And that is what a lot of our content creators ultimately do. So I hope the community at large and those who don't really know what this journey feels like can actually see the person on the other side of the video or the footage or the microphone and see that person as a human being and not just somebody I think there might be, I don't know if that's I'm not saying this is everybody, by the way, don't get me wrong. I know people go, oh, I don't do that. No, I'm not saying this is everybody, but I've been seeing a little bit of all of this, show up here and there. And I just thought I'd say this. Anyways, let me hear what you think in the comment section. I'll read them. It doesn't matter, how it comes across. Be nice. I always say be nice, but hey, whatever. I guess I'll get out of your hair. I appreciate your time and audience. I really do. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.